Very good morning, children. Today in science, let's move on to a new topic. Chapter 8, Air is everywhere. Air is all around us. All living things need air. So we learned in our previous class what are living things. Animals, plants, human beings are all living things, and living things need air to live. Without air, we are not able to live. We breathe in air, right? And we breathe out air. So air is all around us. But can we see the air? Does air have any smell or color? No. Air is colorless and air doesn't have any smell of its own. Can you touch air? No, we are not able to touch air also, but we are able to feel the air. When you run, you can feel the air. When you switch on the fan, you can feel the air. Then also you are not able to see or touch the air. So we are able to feel the air. The moving air is called wind. You can see the leaves of trees moving, or you might have noticed the paper of your book turning. It is all because of wind. The kites fly high up in the sky. It is because of wind. So wind helps the kite to fly in the sky. It also helps the leaves of the trees to move. A gentle wind is called breeze. That is, when a wind is blowing gently, we call it breeze. When the wind is very strong, so a very strong wind is called a storm. You might have noticed when there is heavy rainfall, there are strong winds also. So that strong wind is called a storm. The storms sometimes can damage. It can uproot trees. It can also damage buildings. In this picture, you can see a tree has been uprooted. That is because of the strong wind. The roots have come up above the soil. The strong winds have the capacity to uproot trees. It also can damage buildings. It can harm people and animals also. So we learned what is breeze and what is a storm. A gentle wind is called a breeze and very strong wind is called a storm. Air, what is air made up of? The air is made up of many gases. When you breathe in oxygen, and that oxygen reaches your lungs. And when you breathe out, the carbon dioxide that has entered into your lungs comes out. So these are different gases. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen are some of the different gases. So air is made up of different gases. Air is also made of water vapor. When you see a water boiling, you can see the water vapor rising up. So you can go to the kitchen and today do an experiment. You can ask your parents to help you and see when the water boils or when the milk boils, you can see the water vapor rising up. So the liquid turning into gas, that form is called the water vapor. When you take a hot cup of tea or a hot cup of milk, you can see the water vapor rising up. So the air is made up of water vapor also. And dust. What is dust? In this picture, you can see on the road there is a lot of dust. So the air is made up of dust. And also there are small living creatures in the air like bacteria, virus, etc. So air has a lot of germs in it. So we learned that air is made up of different gases, water vapor, dust and different kinds of germs in it. Now let's do some experiments with air. We learned that we cannot see air, we cannot touch air, but we can feel air. Now let's see whether air needs space or not. For this, you can take a balloon. When you take the balloon at first, it doesn't have anything inside the balloon. Now start blowing the balloon. When you blow balloon, you can see the balloon becomes bigger and bigger. Once it is done, you can tie the balloon. Now it has become bigger. At first, the a balloon was small and now the balloon has become bigger. So how did that become big? When you blew, and you blew air into the balloon. So does air needs space? Yes. When you started blowing, the balloon started becoming big, and so we can say that the air needs space. So the air is filled inside this balloon now. So you can try doing this experiment. For doing the next experiment, air has weight. Do you think that air has weight? For doing this experiment, you can take 2 balloons and 1 stick. You also need a thread to tie the balloon. So one balloon you can leave it as such. You can tie a thread onto one balloon without blowing, and the other balloon you can blow it and then tie a thread over it. Now take a stick and tie the balloons to the 2 sides of the stick. In this picture you can see. The first balloon, it's not blown. It's just tied to the one end of the stick. And the other balloon which is blown is tied to the other end of the stick. Now you can see that the blown balloon has weight. That is why it has come downwards. So we can say that the air has weight. So by doing these 2 experiments, we can say that air needs space and air has weight. So these are the properties of air. Now let's see the properties of air. We cannot see air. Are you able to see air? No, we cannot see air. That is the one property of air. We cannot touch air. We are not able to touch air, but air is around us. Third one, air occupies space. We saw that in the experiment that air needs space. Fourth one, air has weight. And the last one, air is all around us. These are the properties of air. Now let's learn about clean air. We all need clean air. Why? Because we breathe in air, we breathe out air. So the air should be clean, and that clean air doesn't have any color or any smell. So have you noticed the smoke coming out from vehicles? So these vehicles, the smoke coming out from these vehicles, is it clear or unclean? It is unclean. The smoke mixes up with the air and it gets polluted. So when we breathe in this air, and that makes us unhealthy. So the smoke from vehicles, the smoke from factories, and the smoke from fireworks, these all makes the air unclean, and we fall sick when we breathe in this unhealthy air. So it is important that we have to maintain the air clean. How? By not polluting the air. So the smoke from vehicles, factories and fireworks all pollute the air. So we have to find out ways for not polluting the air. Only then the air will be clean and we will be healthy. Otherwise we will fall sick if we breathe unhealthy air. The air is not the same everywhere. On mountains and all, air is not the same. So the people who climb on mountains, they take with them oxygen cylinders so that they can breathe. Otherwise, the oxygen level is not the same as on land as on mountains. So they take oxygen cylinders with them for breathing. So this is all about air. Now you can open the text, page number 64. In this page, you have an activity. So now let's read that activity. Take a glass tumbler. Place a dry lump of soil in it. Carefully pour water from the side of the tumbler. Do you see bubbles coming out of the soil? Bubbles are made of air. What does this activity teach you? So first take a glass and then put some dry soil into the glass. After that, from the side, pour water inside the tumbler. So then you can observe bubbles coming out from the soil. That is, air is everywhere, in the soil, in water, in the sky. Air is present everywhere. So air bubbles are coming from the soil. This experiment you can try doing at home. Now let's do the life skills. Page number 65. Remember some of the ways to keep air clean. Grow plants. Even small potted plants clean air. So growing plants cleans air. So plants need oxygen when they prepare food and they leave out carbon dioxide. So when we leave out carbon dioxide, the plants take the carbon dioxide and plants give us oxygen. So by planting plants, we can make the air clean. Even small potted plants also can make the air clean. Walk or cycle to nearby places. Do not use motor vehicles. If it's a nearby place, you can either walk or use bicycles instead of motor vehicles. Why? Because the smoke from motor vehicles pollute the air. But in a cycle, there is no smoke. Or you can walk to a nearby place and thus we can avoid the air pollution. Use buses and trains to travel long distances. Buses and trains can carry a large number of people. So if you travel by bus or a train, you can avoid the number of cars on the road and air pollution also will reduce. So use buses or trains when you're traveling to long distances. Avoid lighting fireworks during festivals. During festivals, we light fireworks and the smoke from the fireworks pollutes the air and it in turn makes the air unclean. So we have to avoid lighting fireworks. Do not burn paper, plastic or rubber. When we burn plastic, paper or rubber, again the smoke comes out and we are polluting the air. So these are some of the life skills that we should practice at your homes. Next we have keywords, page number 66. Wind. What is wind? It is moving air. Breeze, it is gentle wind, and storm is very fast wind. The next, remember, living things need air. We can feel air, we cannot see air. And air is everywhere on land, soil and in water. We have to make the air clean and should not dirty the air. So these are the things that we learned in this chapter. Now let's move on to the exercises. Draw a happy smiley if the statement is true and a sad smiley if the statement is false. First one, air is present only on land. So draw a happy smiley if the sentence is true, or else you can draw a sad smiley there. Plants clean air. Third question, smoke from cars and factories can make us sick. Fourth one, fireworks make the air unclean. Fifth, only animals need air to live. So pause the video and you can do this, and once you have done, you can come back. So now let's check the answers. The first one, air is present only on land. Is the statement true? No, air is present everywhere. So you can draw a sad smiley over there. Second one, plants clean air. That statement is true. So you can draw a happy smiley there. Third one, smoke from cars and factories can make us sick. The statement is true. Fourth one, fireworks make the air unclean. The statement is true. So you can draw a happy face there. Only animals need air to live. Is that sentence true? No. Not only animals, plants, human beings, all the living things need air to live. Now moving on to the second one. How can you keep the air clean? Fill in the blanks to complete the following sentences. I will dash or use a bicycle to go to a nearby place. Second, I'll grow dash near my home and school. Third, I will not light dash during festivals. Fourth, I will not burn dash or paper. Fifth, I'll use a train or a dash to travel to faraway places. So these sentences we saw in the life skills. Read the life skills 1 or 2 times and try to answer these questions. Now let's move on to answer the following questions. There are questions and you can write down the answers in the space provided in the text itself. So first question, what is moving air called? Moving air is called wind. Second question, what is a storm? Very strong wind is called a storm. Third, what does air contain? Air contains different gases, water vapor and dust. Fourth one, do small plants clean air? Yes, small plants clean air. You can pause the video, write each answer, come back and move on to the next question. The last one, fifth one, do animals and plants need clean air? Yes, animals and plants need clean air. The next we have high order thinking skills. The first question, when does air become unclean? So you can write it over there. Smoke from factories, fireworks, cars and buses makes air unclean. The next question, page number 68. Do you think people who use bicycles help in keeping the air clean? Why? People who use bicycles help in keeping the air clean because cycles doesn't have any smoke. Look at the picture. What are the things that make the air unclean? Write them in the blanks. You can see in the picture there is bus, rickshaw, truck on the road, smoke coming out from vehicles and smoke also coming out from the factories. So do you think in this picture that the air is clean or unclean? So you can write about this picture in the blanks provided there. It's an activity for you. Once you have done it, you can take a snap of it and upload it in Teams. Next, we have value-based question. Unclean air can make us sick. Tick sentences that help keep air clean. We should not burn plastics. We should grow plants. We should use buses and trains to go to faraway places. We should light lots of fireworks during festivals. We should cut down trees that are near our homes. So you can tick the sentences that keep air clean. The next page, 69, we have an activity zone. Make a pinwheel, a parent guided activity. So with the help of your parents, you can do this activity. Things you will need, a square sheet of paper, a push pin, a pencil with eraser. So first, take a square sheet of paper, fold as shown, make creases, then unfold. So in the second picture, you can see the picture, the square paper is folded. So fold it likewise. Third one, make marks about 1/3 of the way from the center. So in this picture, you can see how it's marked. Do it as shown is in the picture. Cut along the folded lines, stop at the marks. Bring every other point into the center. Stick the pin through all the 4 points. Turn the pinwheel. Attach the pencil by sticking the pin through the eraser of a pencil. So you can do this activity with the help of your parents. With this, we finish the chapter. Air is everywhere. We'll be meeting in the next class. Till then, thank you.